I was working in my mum's coffee shop. Definitely there was ups and downs. I probably pissed her off a lot while I was working there, just because I wanted to get home and play CS. I was playing in the top league in Australia, and I think I was only in that team for like 2 weeks because there's this article that came out from ESIC, something to do with like betting and match fixing.
ESIC has announced that they've banned 7 players from the AU scene regarding the betting situation.
And on that list was like all my teammates. The roster just like dissipated. I was pretty emotional about it, but it's okay. One door closes and another opens. And well, another door opened. Okay, right here. I think I'm just gonna get normal full cream. None of that almond stuff, because it doesn't really make for good latte art. There's a lot of instant coffee, but that's not what we're after. I think we're after beans. Oh, no, none of that. I think I'm gonna get this one. Dark chocolate, hints of dark chocolate, raw sugar, and marshmallow. I wanna try this one. Time to check out. In Australia, you can't get by with playing CS all day. You have to make money. So most people like me would do a part-time job. I worked in the morning, 7 a.m, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m-ish, usual cafe hours. And after that, I'd get home, hop on CS like straight away. Working in my mum's restaurant meant like I could experiment on like different things. So I actually like vlogged quite a bit. Definitely there was ups and downs at the coffee shop. The job itself I really like, just making coffee, you know. I could be in my own world, and there's like a skill ceiling to actually making coffee, which I really enjoyed. Around that time, I joined a team, an MDL team called Rooster 2. Obviously I was like very new back then, and I only had like 2 or 3 officials with them, because there's this article that came out from ESIC that banned so many players. Something to do with like betting and match fixing, or I don't know. The first time I heard about it, I was just like scrolling Twitter or whatever. And I get a snap from one of my close friends. He's like, "Viv, I'm so sorry." I'm just like, what? What happened? I'm so confused. And then I refreshed Twitter, I looked through again, boom, the article's right there. I was pretty emotional about it because, you know, that was like the next step in my dream, you know, just being up there in Tier 1. And for it to be just ripped away like that. I remember heading to work the next day and I was visibly upset. And, you know, my mum saw me and she just looked at me and, you know, asked me what's wrong, and I just started crying. And she was like, you know, she was just comforting me, and I remember like her saying vividly like, one door closes and another opens. And well, another door opened. The other door was the announcement of the ESL Impact League. I didn't really think much about it. I just thought it was cool, but there was an opportunity where I could create my own team. Back then there was wildcard slots to qualify through our own region. I just took a risk. I started asking around for some of the girls I knew. It consisted of me, Emmy, Mish, Eminent, and Viscose. It was a very close series. Literally the closest you can kind of get without getting into OT. And when we made it, like, I just felt so much relief on my shoulders. I was still young back then, but I had to act as the role of like the leader, the glue to keep people together. I just learnt a lot about putting a team together. Everything just kind of snowballed on from there. And if it wasn't for like ESL Impact, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably still be making coffee. I'll tell you what, people think it's like hard, and it's not that hard. Unless you're doing like the free flow, then it's really hard. Why is my hand shaking? Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. It looks like a Shiba or something. I mean, coffee just fuels me now whenever I sleep bad. Making coffee, you have to speak to your customers. So I definitely learn to just converse with people. I think that definitely helped with my my comms.